Hi everybody, this is Mark Herr with Center for Self-Governance. We're making this short video to answer the question why we made the Govern v. Governing documentary series. We did it for two reasons. The first reason is we wanted to demonstrate the preservation or loss of life, liberty, and property. In part one, the Bundy Standoff, we see that life, liberty, and property are preserved because local, state, and federal government, power, and control remain separated. In part two, Laveau Dead Man Talking, we see life, liberty, and property are lost because of the fusion of local, state, and federal government, power, and control. In part three, the final verdict, you have the whole enchilada of federal, state government, executive, legislative, judicial branch. You have Congress refusing to determine the behavior of judges, judges colluding with prosecutors, prosecutors withholding evidence. Just tons of intrigue, people being tortured in private prisons, in solitary confinement, due process being neglected, bail being refused, lies being told, media, narrative. It's super epical. And so we didn't make the series to make you mad or to make you violent or for you to pursue overthrowing government. We made the Governing v. Governing series to train up competitive political chess teams. CSG trained political chess teams troubleshoot and maintain the separation of governments, powers, and controls. So ask yourself this question. Do you want to preserve or lose life, liberty, and property? If you said preserve, then our Applied Civics training program is just for you. Some of you are going to say the system is too far gone, or I'm not smart enough to play chess, or I'm already playing chess, or it's in God's hands now. Well, with this attitude, you will never be competitive politically, and our unconventional, asymmetric applied civics training is not for you. You know, we weren't seeking to make this series. In 2014, a CSG trainee asked me if I wanted to go to the Bundy rally in Nevada. I didn't know anything about it. I ended up filming it, and a couple months later, I ended up sitting next to the FBI's behavioral analysis director. You guys, you know Criminal Minds, right? That guy. But not that guy, you're right. And we had a very long conversation about our culture and what's going on with it, especially the human nature of not learning the system or looking at the governing as beasts and gradually becoming so angry that we become violent and we want to overthrow things. And, I explained that that's the purpose of our training program. We want to teach people to play competitive political chess and not see the governing as a bunch of beasts. As I use the Bundy Standoff footage in my training, most of my students would say, Mark, you really need to turn this into a documentary. And so we did. And now it's on our YouTube channel with over almost 124,000 views now. We never expected it, to go that far. After that, shortly in 2016, the Finicum family, Laveau Finicum's family, reached out to us. We didn't reach out to them. And now we're traveling the country with their family, particularly Jeanette Finicum, screening Laveau Finicum Dead Man Talking Part 2 of the Govern v. Governing series. And so Jeanette, Laveau's widow, is trying to accomplish three things. First, she's trying to secure his legacy, the truth about him that the media did not accurately portray. And number two, she's trying to raise funds for her legal wrongful death suit. And three, she is trying to pursue reforms in the future so this doesn't happen to other families like hers in the future. Now, on our side of the equation, for Center for Self-Governance, our goal is simply to change the culture with our unconventional and counterintuitive political training. And so we want to reach you and your community personally. And we're going to continue to do the same thing with part 3, actually, the final verdict, until we reach across the entire country, until the culture changes, and until the balance between the governed v. governing is restored. So if you want to join us on this super epical journey, well, then reach out to us. We'll come for just one. Just watch The Matrix. All right. We'll see you later, Neo.